There once was a squirrel and her name was Lil Red. She ate some bad peaches that went to her head. She stumbled and staggered home to her bed. And when she woke up in the morning, she said, "Let's listen. Lil Red, ooh, ooh, Lil Red, ooh, ooh. She goes where no other squirrels tread, ooh, ooh." Squirrel!
Squirrel, hey y'all, hey. Hope y'all had a good day. You have to excuse me. I just got distracted. My phone just went off, of course, as soon as I get live. Hey, Kano, Robin, Sarah, Sherry, good to see you. Y'all be on live chat, not top chat. Hey, Crazy Tia, Kirsten, how's New Zealand? Bossy, Irish Jazz, Shamir, SC. Let me see, is that everybody? Almost. Mama T, how you doing? Hermes, welcome back. Sarah, Stacy, hey y'all. He has no pants on. The last one was covering himself and so many people asking me if he was naked. I changed it. I didn't want to offend anyone. It says your profile picture. Hey Colleen, how you doing? Sue Elliott, welcome back. So glad all y'all decided to come join us tonight. Wow. Welcome. I hope everybody is having a good week and that this starts off a good weekend, including myself. I'm excited. I start a new job this week coming up. Yay. So, I sent Veronica a message to see if she wanted to come, and I think she said she's at her man's house. I guess she don't want us to meet him yet, but I can be patient. And where is my Miss Cassandra and everyone? Is everyone? I sent out a tweet. I tweeted the link. I don't know if well, yeah, it went out. It's supposed to rain. Where are you at, Mama T? That is raining for a week. Because I'm glad I ain't there. Well, it was raining earlier here. And it was cold here today. It was very cold. Canada. It's not cold there. It's cold there, isn't it? Right now. Oh, most of the time. Snowing. It's rained a lot, so I'm making the most of the sun. Yesterday, I believe, and the day before that, it was beautiful here. Like 70 and nice. And then today it's cold. And tonight it's really cold. I tried to do my onboarding stuff last night with, my emails, paperwork for my job. And when I opened the emails, they all had been deleted. Like all of the links, it said had been removed. And it didn't say why. So I left a message. And this morning when I woke up, they were all returned to me. So I got that done today. And my son hasn't done his part. He had to answer something too for me. I don't know why. It's weird. But so I doubt it'll be Monday when I start. Well, I'm sure it won't because Friday, But maybe Tuesday. Hey Phyllis, how you doing? Y'all, what do y'all think about shirts that just say y'all across the front of them? I saw that I saw a sticker at a truck stop, and it was a thing full of stickers, like a little Kia or in car cap, whatever. And there was a tie-dyed sticker for your windshield that said "Y'all." That's all it said. And I started buying it, and I said, "Why am I buying this? I can make this. I can buy it for myself." So, gosh, I'm not ready for snow. Maybe it won't snow this year here. I think I need to order some, or I need to do some merchandise soon. Thank you, Mama T. I'm very much thankful that I got a job, especially right now. It's good timing. And I was nervous, but I think it's good that it's going to be temporary with the possibility to go permanent. And there's no reason she told me that other than it's always a possibility. But I had kind of made up my mind I wanted to work at home for a while, just because I liked, I liked it. Um, but then I made up my mind I wasn't going to turn down a job that was, reasonable. So I think it will be good that it's permanent, or I mean temporary, because if I don't like it, it's over in 6 weeks, and I don't have to, or 6 to 12 weeks, and I don't have to extend the contract if I don't want to. But if I do like it, that's good. It's a new area of experience because I never worked for a finance company before. How do you like? Congrats to you on your new job. How do you like it? Last week we had rain. It was so hard. We had a day of really hard rain. I love storms that aren't, no danger, no injuries, no power outages, just the sound of rain and lightning and thunder. Well, there was a little rain at once. Yes, it was. Did everybody see the Rittenhouse verdict today? I don't know if it was televised. I did. I saw the aftermath. I saw, I believe, right after it had went down. I am excited though about getting to wear my clothes that I bought for job interviews when I was not at the hospital anymore. All of the clothes I bought, if y'all remember, I had gotten a promotion like a year before I left the hospital, and my supervisor blocked me leaving. She was allowed to do that once, and she blocked it and wouldn't let me leave. So by the time, fast forward a year and a half, when I left or when I got fired, those clothes from a year earlier were too big. They were like size nines, and I needed size twos and zeros. So I hate that. I hate that that's the size, but it sucks. Um, so when I left the hospital, I went shopping and I got like 4 new pairs of dress pants and some cool shirts. And I've never worn them, so I'm glad I get to wear them while they'll fit me still. Your pool was overflowing. I want to go jump. I want to go visit you so bad, Sherry. I swear I'm gonna. And we'll live stream together. You haven't worked in like 3 years because this everyone so needs. Needless to say, I'm tired and my feet hurt, but at least I'm making money. So Are you in the United States, Tia? I'm curious. I'm glad everything's okay, Sherry, at your house. I know, Sherry. It's gonna be fun when I get there. I'm definitely going to do that. I'm definitely making plans as soon as I get a permanent position. But this job, y'all, I think I like it because it's like maybe an 8 minute drive. It's really close. Let me see how long it takes. It's 6 miles. 6 miles, 9 minutes. You can't be that. So, hey Adam, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing good. And welcome back. You're in Nevada. So, working won't affect your other income or your disability that you just said. I think it's so messed up in some. I don't know how other countries or other places it is, but I know people who really are cannot work and or they don't need to be working and they apply for disability and it gets denied for years and they have to fight it, and even if they can work they're not allowed to. It's just wild. And then they live on 700 a month or something like that. Thank you, Hermie's mom. I'm excited to have a paycheck before Christmas comes, so maybe I'll be able to do Christmas like I want to do it. I am very happy. And yes, it's been all over the news today that um, Rittenhouse was found not guilty and he is free now. I didn't keep up with that trial. I know what it was about, but I just know that I'm not going to watch enough to stay informed. And that one, I heard about it when it happened, but it kind of snuck up on me, the trial. Did y'all see any midday YouTube streams? I I logged in to YouTube today and PJ was streaming. I guess that's going to be a thing she does, maybe. I don't know how often, but yeah, going after some what I can't remember how she what it was she phrased it or what she called it, but if she's going to go after people she doesn't agree with, she went for it today. My system. Thankfully, my spine is messed up. I was approved first time around. Not to mention, I'm close to retirement age. Yeah, I have. I know someone I'm very close. I was very close to had cancer. Um, at a very young age. He's only 2 years older than me, I think, and he had cancer, and he had bags on his side, 2 bags, and afterwards, but he survived the cancer, and he was on unemployment. I mean disability, and it was legitimate. Legitimately, it was 7 something a month. I mean, he got food stamp card, and I believe, well, I know he had Medicaid, and I'm trying to think what else. Um, I, hmm, I think that's it. But how is somebody supposed to live on 700? If he, this friend was lucky, he had his mom owned a rental that she didn't have to have the income from, so he lived in it for free. But he still had problems um, surviving, And yes, SC, I did watch PJ stream today. Did y'all watch it? Yeah. And it is very rare for someone to get for the first time I hear, unless there's cancer or something like that. With back problems or like physical pain problems, it's harder. However, if you're my friend's well, my friend's mom was on got approved for disability because she was a drug addict. I'm not even joking. I got seasons I was uncomfortable applying. A little while in the process, they said no, just dumb. They force you to. So how do they expect somebody to live while they're waiting for disability? Is it just from assistance, like, and what kind of assistance is it? In my state, I know that they have Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, but all does size matters, whatever that means. Thank you, Sherry. You're on top of it. Um, Less than 1,300 months. So I'm assuming it goes by I guess it goes by how much you put into it over the years. Um, I need to tell my friend that because he gets nothing. He doesn't even have Medicaid at all. And they didn't tell him he could, I don't think, or he would have. I think the minimum is 700 and something a month because my friend that had cancer, he had never really worked because he was just out of high school. Give me 1 second. Um, choo choo. 1 second. I think that was just a regular question, but hold on 1 second, y'all. Okie dokie. Let me see. It is 100 in, just like if I was getting Social Security. And yes, depending on the state, you can apply for the disability and then you apply with your local government for assistance. Um, I'll tell him that. I don't know. I know. I mean, in my opinion, he should have Medicaid. And if the government's telling him he can't work, what do you do? You know. Sorry, I'm reading the chat, y'all. And like you said, it was hard to ask for help. I get it, but I mean, you can't let your pride make you lose everything. You know, it's really hard when you support others that don't like each other. What um are you referring to PJ's stream? Um, I had forgotten. Y'all know I don't YouTube as much as a lot of people, and I as much as I used to even, and I forget. I'll forget that people have beef, like when AZ and Real were in my stream, and they both come up on panel, and I had forgotten. I knew that they had words or whatever, but um, it slipped my mind, especially because I mean beefs come and go so fast in this area of the community, and people will be mad one day and they're okay the next. So it slipped my mind until they got on panel, and then before they got off panel, they were okay. But I know what you're saying. But that, and I forgot, that PJ had beef, I guess, with um her, but wow, she went hard for it. I couldn't believe it. That was a stream at lunchtime. Midday drama. Yeah. Hot Wheels Sue, how you doing? Social Security disability is based on how much you work. If you only worked a few years and you will barely get anything. Yeah, and like my friend was very young. He never worked. I don't know how much I would get. I think they usually send out a form every year so you can see what you would get. I've worked my off all my life. Since I was 16, I've had a job. And I still don't think I'd get much because there weren't high paying jobs for the most part. I had a lawyer to start. My friend has a lawyer, but they're from a different state. Aren't you supposed to be my cheerleader? I ended up doing it myself. I had a good caseworker. That is amazing. It's crazy to me some people that get denied, and then some people that are approved, and you're like, really? He should have a caseworker with social services. He doesn't. So I will definitely tell him that. I mean, he doesn't even get food stamps. That is something. I wonder, is it different by states? Is every state different about the assistance? Hot Wheels. There was something else I was going to tell y'all, and I can't remember. It's really hard. Yeah, I know it's rough when y'all don't want to be involved or know about it, and you have to. And I'm sorry for that. That's kind of why um I try not to get in beefs with and get involved in beefs. Okay, so I'll bring it up last night. Um, I know y'all know Real is my friend. He is my friend. Um, I don't know Roadhog. I've never had a conversation with him. He was very respectful to me last night in my stream. I was not watching the chat last night. Um, I was looking at other stuff. I was trying to actually working on something while we were chatting, and SC was reading me the chat. Um, I know Real wants his friends to have his back, and I do have his back. When somebody does him wrong, I don't like it. I don't like for hell. I don't like for people I don't like to be done wrong in certain ways. Um, but at the same time, he beefs with people and then makes up so fast. I mean, literally, he'll do a stream and call someone out, and 10 minutes into the stream, they've made up. Um, I don't want to attach myself to a beef that's going to be over in 20 minutes, and I don't want to find out any new news on my streams. Like I didn't know who that person was he was talking about. I felt really bad after my stream because he was upset with me. He may still be. I mean, we did talk, but I don't know um, how much of my side he gathered. I think we'll be okay, but um, I don't. I didn't want to find out who that person was on my stream because I've had people come up on my stream and start issues. But with that being said, he was right. One thing I do need to grow a set about stuff, and I think I have a little bit. I speak my mind more than I used to. Um, but then there's this. I've got to make a decision when the time comes to make a decision about giving someone a link and letting them on. I don't always make the right decisions. Y'all know that. I'm not good at making decisions under pressure. Y'all know that. And I'm not always going to make the right one. But I remember seeing, and I don't know who, and I didn't go back and look at the chat just to find out names, but a bunch of people were telling me not to let him up. And some of them, there wasn't many. I saw a couple that said, I'll leave if. Some people left, I think, just because um, of what was going on in the chat. Okay. And I've heard this on other channels. If you're leaving, leave. Don't you don't have to. You're not. What is it? You're not in airport. You don't have to announce your departure. That's kind of how I feel here now. Like, I appreciate everyone here. I appreciate your opinions, but when it comes to letting somebody on panel, there are going to be times that we don't agree. Um, I hope that doesn't make people leave just because I let someone on panel one night that you wouldn't have agreed to let come on panel. But I do understand if people don't want to hear it. Someone, I don't want to hear him talk, so I'm going to leave for tonight. I understand that. I get it. But I mean, I've got to make the decision about what happens here. And last night, I don't regret the decision. I started to, and then I started to send him the link. And then I thought about, I don't even know what he's going to say about this, who this person is. I don't know who this person is. And from what I saw, the person that he was upset with had already left the stream. So I didn't want to give one side a platform, and it just would have been a lot of junk later, And y'all already know I've told you that the angry man voice triggers me. So I think I handled it as well as I could. Of course, I froze. You could hear it in my voice. But I mean, that was a decision I would have made anyway. I hope everybody understands. But in the future, I do hope if I make a decision about my channel that someone doesn't agree with or doesn't want to watch, I do hope you can just understand and maybe just not watch for that stream. But don't write me off because we don't agree on everything, because that would be a boring world, right? I just to look at my chat during last night, and it really didn't faze me in the moment because I was so flustered with what was going on that I didn't think about it. But today I thought about it a lot, and I don't know why I didn't go back and look at it. I didn't want to. I didn't want to see who it was that said it. But people were saying, if you let him up, I'm leaving. And maybe I need to read it and make sure that they weren't saying it like I'm leaving for tonight for this stream, whatever. But I took it like we're going to be pissed off when we're leaving. So I may have taken it wrong because, I was in that fight or flight, like what the heck to do mode. If he was to by chance say something others don't agree with. Exactly, Sarah. And I don't think he would have real. And he said to me, like, I told you I was calm. I just wanted to explain to you what was said. And I believe him when he says, what he was planning on doing, and he knows how I want it handled on my channel. But it's just I didn't know. I didn't want to send a link until I knew what was going to be said. I felt like I needed to know. Diane, welcome. Angry man voice triggers me too. Yeah, so I think that's what always gets in my head when it's make a choice real quick, make a choice. It freaks me out because my choices have brought me a lot of trouble. here last year anyway, not this year, last year. It was tense, but I think everyone did well. Yeah, I think everyone did well. Um, I'm still a bit confused. He did explain to me who the person was and what was went on, and I was still a tiny bit confused, but I think I got it for the most part. And is what I was told was gross. Not about either one of the guys, but about the person that was being mentioned. So, but I don't think she's from here, from our community at all. Um, it was what? Okay. That's over, and I hope everybody's recovering from it nicely, and nobody's like mad. I must have went to bed after what happened. And again today, I haven't watched YouTube because I slept until lunch, and then I had to go to town. Um, I backed YouTube. If anyone has noticed, I've backed YouTube for a reason. So, what did y'all think about the verdict today? Give me just 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Uh, you are in Joyfully Clueless Club. There's a 6 month waiting period for what Hot Wheels? Social Security disability is based on how much you work. You've got to wait 6 months. What if somebody has terminal cancer that is aggressive and it's not going to last 6 months? I know a couple people that were approved the first time. Most of the chat are regular subs in forward to comments. They did great. There was a lot of people in here that were from Hey Chronic Space. There was a lot of people here that were from Uni Rock's chat, right? Last night. Isn't that am I right? I haven't been to his stream in a long time, but that's where I associated a lot of those names with. And I don't know if it's a group that knew who the sock fake him was that followed them here, or I don't know. Corey, hey, good to see you both. Hope you're doing good. SSDI, if they have assets, they may not get approved for assistance. The person I know has no assets at all, and he really doesn't need to be going without income while he's waiting for his disability claim. Mm. And I've heard that about using all your money. My grandma was going to have to go in a nursing home or rehab after she had her leg amputated because it was gangrene, and they wanted her to sell the house, and her kids didn't want to sell the house, so they took all of her money and remodeled the house to make it handicap accessible. So that took all of her savings money, and I believe I don't know if they changed. Well, the house stayed in her name, obviously, or my cousin. I'm not sure, but when they tried to operate on her, um, she almost passed, and they said she was not stable enough, and she was just going to not make it. So they quit operation. She didn't lose her leg, and she passed away a few hours later. And then they had her house, which was remodeled for a wheelchair and no one to live in it. So my cousin bought it, my uncle's daughter, and she unremodeled it and made it normal again. So I don't think that's right. You can't like, if I'm not mistaken, you can't even switch it over into your children's name who you work your whole life thinking you're going to leave something for your kids. And if you need a nursing home, tough, basically. So I do hope that if I'm in this house when I'm older, that I don't know, whatever you have to do, I'll put my kids' names on it before I get to that point. Or I really kind of feel like I'm gonna sell this house and end up in get it a smaller house before I get retirement age. I hope. I would like to see my son and his wife and a bunch of grandbabies living here. In my mom's garden, we had to get her assets down to less than 2K. Then she got Medicaid and they take everything she gets and said she's like, there are certain things. That's great. It's terrible. It's just terrible. Victims assistance got society. I don't know how they kept the house in the family just by taking, because the house was paid for. I don't know if she had some of her kids' names on it or what. But it's not fair. I understand it. I understand, I guess, but um, I don't think they should have to not have their homes that they've worked for their whole life taken from them. Hey, sorry, I won't going to do that tonight. When my mom passed away a few years ago, I was taking care of her Alzheimer's and dementia. My mom's best friend, I told y'all, she has that, and they just put her in a home. Maybe the beginning of the year. I'm not sure. It's sad though because she didn't know she was going, and they took her to the front door and dropped her off because they couldn't go in because of the virus, and then she didn't have a visitor at all for 12 weeks or something. So, and every time my mama would talk to her, they've been best friends for 42 years or something insane. No, longer because since before I was born, and I'm 40, older than 42, and um, they needed to get rid of her house. I thought, but then how did it work? I think her daughter lives there now and is renting it, but they take all of the money that is made off of it. They get it. I don't know if it goes towards the bill, the nursing home. We took one for home. We'll see. Sorry, I'm reading up the chat. So our family home ended up having to take things. That sucks, Adam. People don't plan. Um, I don't think a lot of people know what that how it works, like what the laws are or the rules about stuff, because everybody always seems like, wow, really, when it happens. And I think my family kind of knew because I mean I've had a lot of people pass in my lifetime because I was a way late in life baby for my parents, and I'm glad my daddy was able to make it his whole life and not have to be in a home because that probably would have killed him. But yeah, my mom will talk to her on the phone and she'll cry and say, "Come get me. Can you please come get me?" And my mom was, you hear that? Can y'all hear that? It's just a regular night outside my door. People's racing, non-current term Medicaid. Okay. This lady, my mama's friend, worked for, I don't know if y'all heard it, Fieldcrest Cannon, like the expensive bedding company, for years and years. And she was from New Jersey or somewhere. And they shut down. And then she went to social services, and she worked at social services in the town next town over. And she hated it. Hated it. I think she was a income maintenance worker. Like she took applications for Medicaid and Medicare. So, but I think it's sad when somebody has to go into one. And especially if they don't know it. She didn't even know she was going. Uh-huh. Yes, Hot Wheels. We're glad you're commenting. And Corey, I don't know how anyone can abuse a senior citizen because, wow, they lived their whole life and went through hell probably a number of times. And I mean, just to abuse anyone, but old people and children, just not. I don't know how people live with themselves sometimes. My state has a 5-year look back period to see if any assets were transferred. Are you serious? What state is that, Christy? That's just, let's see if you foresaw yourself getting sick. So what I need to do, I don't know. Can you put someone else on your deed while it's not paid for? Like if you're still making payments on it. So could I add my children to my house? No, or not, without them being responsible for the payment. But so if something happens, where is mental abuse not leave family nursing homes at? This nursing home, well, they couldn't because of the virus, I guess. But I'm friends with the nurse that runs the place. He's over all the staff, and they were getting a lot of tests. Those nurses, they got more tests for the employees than the hospital did, and their tests were some of them, what's it called, rapid, and we didn't get the rapid at the hospital. But he said some people could have visitors, but the visitors had to stand outside their window, and they would call on the phone or their iPads, and the patients were given iPads and stuff to have video conference type visits. But the room my mom's friend was in was on the inside, so there's 2 long halls and a short hall that connects them at the end. This is the building that she's in, the dementia Alzheimer's unit. And the outside of the, how's it work? The outsides of the building, family could walk up to the window and see in. But if you're on the inside, all the windows had like bird feeders and squirrel whatever outside the windows. But there was no access. You couldn't get there because it was fenced in. So she couldn't have visitors. They opened it up for visitors a few months back. My mama went, and she had to stay 6 feet from her, I believe she said, and it was sad. But she doesn't look like herself at all, like none. It's pitiful. Is hell's bells look the government right now making the elderly work for them while they uncollect. It's crazy. What's crazy to me is the people still on unemployment, and there's no way that they couldn't have found some kind of employment. A lot of them, because God, Waffle House, we talked about that already. They're not open where I live at night because, well, excuse me, they're open at night, but you can't go in and eat. You have to go in and order it and take it out because they can't get fully staffed. The truck stops. I told y'all one night, me and my friend went to, I think almost every Waffle House in the county. Like we went to all the towns near us. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. We went to 5 different ones just to see, because I mean, first we wanted Waffle House, and then we just were curious. So we went to the town north of me is a bunch of truck stops, like a bunch. Um, we went in those truck stops, and the restaurants usually, like the biggest one has a Pizza Hut, a Wendy's, a Dairy Queen, a coffee place, either Starbucks or Dunkin'. I say Subway, Pizza Hut, and then the truck stops home cooking restaurant was usually buffet. None of them were open at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and the employees said, it's strictly nobody. We can't get any help because people were everybody's on unemployment, and I wasn't able to get unemployment because of how I left the hospital. Um, I didn't get it at all, but if I had have gotten it, it would have lasted, I think, 20 weeks, and then you're expected to have a job. These have been extended. The COVID's been extended many times, but I know people that are still getting it, and I know people that waited until 4 months after it started and then applied and said they had missed. They didn't know they could apply, and that they'd been out of work for 4 months due to COVID, and then they got checks for $10,000, and it was all fake. It was not true, and they're still on unemployment. Like, get a job, or let me have some unemployment. That money could be spent. So that money could be another stimulus check for everyone. I mean, I actually signed up for Uber last week, and I can drive. I can deliver food now, or it says I can do the people, but I don't know how I can do the people without giving them more info about my vehicle or whatever. But anybody can find a job. It might not be the job you want. And I've been like, I could have found a job quicker. There was jobs I didn't want. I know, but I'd have taken what I had to take if it got bad enough, Um, before I worked at the hospital, the company before that shut down. But before that, I was working at a grocery store, a big one like everybody's heard of, a grocery store part time that wouldn't hire you full time, unless you were in management. And I worked for a towing company part time as dispatch. And so I worked 2 jobs for a year and a half, and neither one of them paid. The food, the grocery store paid 7 something. 8 something. I was making nothing. I was furloughed for 6 weeks and made 50 more weeks. Stacy, I furloughed voluntarily from the hospital for May or June, and because I filled out I thought I'll get $900 a week, right? And I would have, but I filled out the paper wrong, and it asked, do you want to do taxes? And you say yes, and then it asked what percentage, and I said like 15. I thought, because last time I was on unemployment, because then my company closed down, I didn't do the taxes, and then it messed me up at the end of the year because I didn't pay taxes. So I said, yes, take 15%. Well, now they take out what they're supposed to take out. So that 15% was extra, and I couldn't change it after I was told I couldn't change it until the week before my furlough ended, and then I figured out how to change it. So I got one check that was $900, and the rest of my checks were a normal amount, like my paycheck. But my tax refund was supposed to have been better, but I didn't notice that at all. So I just screwed it up. McDonald's is elders too. McDonald's pays good now. Subway, Sheetz, all of the fast food places are paying great here now. I don't ever want to have to work in fast food, but I mean, it's not paying bad. I didn't get a sign-on bonus. I would have had one with that last job had I stayed. Uh, I couldn't stay. Yeah, I can't. I'm kind of Cash. I'm kind of surprised that hey Cash, he just winked at y'all. I'm kind of surprised that the government, this something hadn't been done about the unemployment still being taken out. Or it's crazy to me, right? So what else do I want to talk about tonight? Anybody else have anything they want to talk about? Anything on YouTube I missed besides PJ's stream? If y'all didn't see it, whoa, it was a doozy. Oh, you see him digging, don't you? Um, Usually okay, actually. I don't know what he's got going on right now, but it's bath day. It's bath time. He needs a bath probably tonight, or might as well do it tonight, right? What are you doing, Cash? Come here, boy. Come here. Come here. You want some bread? Say hey. He's so spoiled. You didn't see what we can't find people. We are even training welders at our. I've had job offers for human resources, which is something I've tried to get into for a while, and it's hard to get your foot in the door in that kind of department. But the jobs I was offered were in Durham. They were an hour and a half or more away from me, and y'all know how I'm late. And I would have had to drive on grid like rush hour during gridlock, and I know it would not be a good outcome, so I had to turn them down. But I've been offered one company offered me a job over I think 10 people. Would you feel comfortable? I mean, people are getting good jobs. The pay's not much better, except unless it's fast food or like entry level jobs. But as far as stuff I can do or am trained to do, the pay's not that. It's hit or miss. Can I say that? Some places it's good, but I did tell this lady that offered me this job yesterday. She said, "Is such and such good?" And I was like, "Well, it's about what I was making at the hospital on paper, but we had shift diff, and after shift diff, my average was about $1.50 or more than that." And she raised it, and asked me, "Was that okay?" I wonder what would have happened if I said a little bit more. Thank you, Liz. Hey, Liz. Um, that was my daddy's tree. And that's what he did for Christmas. And the other one that was in here, the little porcelain, was my dad. Well, it was my mom's, but I've had it a long time. So, oh, here we go. He's been patiently waiting for my leftovers. The bread. It's a great market if you're willing to work. I'm in IT and hours. Yeah. There's a lot of stay at home, work from home IT jobs. I did I put 2 strands of extra lights on it, and then the branches have fiber optic lights. It's very pretty without the lights, but I know, Corey. I'm gonna do better at that when this one's over, or if they try to hire me to permanent, and I like it, and I decide I want to be permanent, then I would definitely say, I know you're paying those people. I know what you're paying that agency for me. It just doesn't make sense to me. If you're gonna hire somebody and you can pay an agency $25 an hour to hire someone to pay them $15 or $20, $18 an hour. Well, you're giving somebody $7 an hour for nothing. I don't get it. Oh, last night was a full moon. I didn't see that comment after the live. I sat outside and stared. I love extra lights, and I love color lights because my mama would not let us have. Um, we had to have white lights growing up because she thought they were prettier looking. She thought they were, she said, classier looking. Like, um, they don't look like there's a bunch of youngins running around here tearing the place up because the kids all like the colored lights. And I don't know, my mom was snooty or something. She didn't like them, and I love them, so now that's what I always try to have. And I've got a tree upstairs that's bigger, but I don't know if I'll put it up. I like that one, and I've got a little one in the other room. Okay, I know. Cash is being extra, y'all. Well, stop. I've had fun tonight. I'm glad y'all came. Y'all hear Cash eating. I've got some on my bushes outside I've got to get plugged in, and I think I'll do that now. I'm going to have to run a drop cord until my friend comes and fixes my receptacle on the porch because it's not working. And the lights that were hanging from the ceiling behind me are here now because people were coming in my front door and saying, "This is weird and annoying. The lights hitting us in the face when we come in the door." And I agreed. Plus, if the batteries died, it would be a pain in the ass. I couldn't turn them off at night, so they stayed on. They've been on literally since I hung them. And this way, in the curtains, I can um, turn them off at night after I change the batteries. I haven't because they're already dim and about to die, so I'm just going to wait till I change the batteries. All right, I'm going to get off of here and give Cash some attention. I hope y'all have a good night, and I'm going to try to be back tomorrow. Hey, Brittany. Who directed you here, ma'am? Welcome, though. Thank you for being here. I'm just curious. I was directed here. Cash, you're so sweet. Quit slobbering. You slobbered on my purse. Little Red, are y'all going to take? I don't know what they're going to do. I'm going to ask because I think I get excluded from a lot of plans because um, my ex husband jumps on it and they make plans and then they don't want to do something twice. So I haven't heard anything about it, but I've thought about that already, and I hope that maybe we can do that. I just don't. I haven't wanted to. I haven't wanted to make suggestions like that while I wasn't working and didn't have the money to offer to pay. You know. Um, but now that that's getting better, hopefully I will. The bossy, yeah, chronic. Did did a friend refer you here, Brittany, or I know it wasn't an algorithm thing. This is the first Friday night we've done in a long time, y'all. That was before a ridiculous late at night. Lights were outside, and I'm leaving some out year round. The ones I've got are I can't remember what they're called, but you just throw them. They look like a blanket. You throw them over your bushes. Oh, we have places here where you pay to get in and ride. She's a mod with me. Oh, okay. Well, welcome. It's good to have you. Um, I'm fixing to feed my doggy, and okay, well, good. I welcome everybody that wants to come in and join us. We're not there's not many rules. Just be respectful, and anybody can be here. I just heard my name. I can barely stand that I'm being a good wife and ironing his clothes for work tomorrow. I'll see. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming. I had a good night. I hope y'all did. And have a good weekend. And if I stream, I'll see you tomorrow night. Night. Love everybody.